hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who will be coming in because I know I've pushed it back, and of course, many other shows are going on right now, but this is not the timing. I should have done it, but of course, yeah, when dealing with the big leagues, you just have to just say yes, sir, yes, sir. Hey, Tony, I'm gonna be late. Yes, sir. Hey, Tony, I want you to change your time. Yes, sir. You don't have the word of your own in this space, but still, yeah, I'm still gonna have my own word as I go head to head, yeah, with the top goon himself, yeah, the big guy in the pond, yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who will be joining us, yeah, see, um, when I was looking for a Chelsea fan to do this show with, yeah, I didn't just want to go for for the little fish in the pond. I wanted to go in and get the big head in the pond, yeah, the mutants themselves, yeah. See, guys, without much ado, yeah, just welcome to the show, my brothers, yeah. GUNI from Man Knows Football Channel, man, legend in the house. Big ups to you, my brother, man. How you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. Thank you very much for having me on. And I must say, people, it was my fault. I did have to change up the time. I apologize, people. And also, as well, man, I'm just a regular brother. I just like to talk football. You know what I'm saying? But thank you very much for the intro. And I'm
Yeah,
happy to
man.
be here, man. I'm very grateful for your invite, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thanks, man. See, yeah, Goonie, it's the big one. It's the big one, definitely. Yeah. Arsenal, Chelsea. Let me just put it here. Chelsea versus Arsenal, London Derby. See, yeah, my brother, man. See, I do know you're a very intelligent guy. Yeah, definitely. Of course, when people watch your shows, they know what you bring to the table. So I'm just gonna go bar for bar with you. See, my brother, man, you haven't won me, yeah, since 2018 in your backyard. Now that's large, man. 5 years, yeah. Chelsea, Arsenal, yeah, without a win in Stamford Bridge. Like, how do you explain this, my brother, man? Just take us through that horrible statistics right now.
I mean, it's nothing short of a disgrace, if I'm completely honest. I mean, the last resounding victory we had against you was obviously in Baku all those years ago. But I'm not one of these Chelsea fans that leans on that. The squad's completely different. The manager's completely different. That's a different Chelsea altogether. But
Mm,
since then, you guys have made improvements. Definitely, you guys, like as of last season, title contending, could do the same this season. But this Chelsea, if we're being honest, for the past, I'd say maybe even more than 5 years, hasn't been that Chelsea that has always, been dominant. And, me as a Chelsea fan feeling confident going into games. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of reasons for that. Perhaps, towards the end of Roman Abramovich's tenure, he didn't address what he needed to address. That's not taking a shot at Roman. It's not always easy to get what you need in football. Then now
yeah.
we have this transition of the ownership, what I like to call the hostile takeover because of all the things surrounding the situation of the takeover. We've now
Mm,
got Todd Bowley. So we've entered this new transitional period where we've got new owners, we've got a new setup altogether, and now we've pretty much got a new squad. Like if you
mm,
compare this squad compared to what it was last season, it's
yeah.
night and day. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
I just think again, it's just come down to the fact that you guys have kept stability at your club. And I think in this
yeah.
day and age in football, that is key. And the stability has definitely paid off. You could have
Yeah.
sacked him after one eighth place finish, you could have sacked him after the second eighth place finish, but your owners decided to persist, decided to invest in this manager, and they seem to be reaping the rewards. But yeah, as for us, man, we're in terms of like I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like why we keep losing in the manner that we're losing in, but
Mm.
it's just definitely not the same Chelsea, man.
we'll,
That's what
we'll,
I say.
we'll definitely get back into into that area of the losses and what's really going on down there. Of course, that's why we're here. But see, yeah, I also want us to also delve into, because you just brought in a can of worms, and I want you to open it. 3 weeks ago, because I do, despite I do watch your shows,
Yeah.
I also have
Mm.
the duties of also going back, in time to also, go into your receipts, and I do come here and receipts. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, Goonie, yeah, on your channel. Yeah, of course, I do watch your shows. See, you labeled. Okay, I shouldn't say label right now. Yeah, you actually went on a serious meltdown, yeah, on your channel, yeah, and you said you want this effing manager out of your football club. I got receipts, my brother, man. I got see, I come bearing
Yeah.
gifts, yeah, I come bearing gifts. But see, yeah, of course, I know that was, and of course, you did bring out a rebuttal when you were doing rebuttal show with a friend of yours, Johannes. I do respect that guy too. A great guy. And I was also watching it too, and it was very good to see your emotional response, mostly when you're actually listening to what you did say. Do you have any regrets for that? Do you think this manager has actually I don't want to say regressed your football club? Do you think you should fucking live your football club right now? Is that what we're doing right now, my brother?
Um, to well, to be honest with you, look, that reaction that I recorded,
Mm.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
That reaction that I recorded, it
that was
was
exactly actually after 6 games, and in 6 games, I think you only recorded one win. So in 6 games, probably
yeah.
some losses down there, just one game won, and in 6 games, it was horrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a terrible time. Do you know what I mean? It's the
Mm,
losses before then, the run of games that we had, because I had previously before that video saying that we should be looking at potentially 5 or 6 wins on the trot, and
yeah,
some of those losses, your Nottingham Forest and that, it was hurtful, it was painful to see. So just based on that reaction, when I said what I said about Mauricio Pochettino, it was a very reactionary response because I recorded it directly after the game. I didn't take
exactly.
time to sit down and simmer and really contextualize what I saw and what I felt. And it was just raw emotion, bro. So I threw it
Mm,
out there. So the main question, obviously, you asked is do I still stand by get this guy out of the club?
yeah,
I'll no, I don't, but I do take responsibility of what I did say. Again, it's like I said, it's the heat of the moment that got me to that
mm,
decision. And since then, I have done a video where there was another video that I put up and I took down because I actually
yeah.
I regretted that.
Exactly. Just taking down. I don't know if it was you that took it down or
No, it
probably
was
maybe
me. It was
YouTube.
me. I just willfully
Okay.
took it down. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was on quite a few views as well. But I just
Mm,
because at the same time, right, people do YouTube as a living and to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But I
yeah.
don't want to make money off something that I don't 100% believe in. I back
Mm,
100% of what I say. If I do not, I'll come out and I'll rebuttal what I say. Do you know what I
mhm,
mean? I'm a man that can admit my mistakes and I can say, yes, I said this, but I don't know. I do not feel the same way now. And
mhm.
when again, it's just about looking at the context. It's a new squad. Yes, we could have started a bit better. 100%. I feel we could have started a bit better. But
Mm,
with things like injuries to key players, your Reece Jameses, your some of your midfielders, it was just a whole mess. But
yeah.
since then, we've recorded a couple victories. It's not enough to convince me that Chelsea have turned a corner. Definitely
Okay.
not. But
Okay.
just given the context of what's going on, Pochettino goes, who comes in and is the job going to be easier for that manager?
Mm,
I don't
mm.
necessarily agree with that. So, and the fact that this is our fourth manager in 6 months or 7 months, there has to be some
Brother.
kind of stability. Yeah, there has to be
Mm,
some kind of stability. And we're just going to have to ride out a couple of bad results before we start to see some
mm.
consistency on the pitch.
Yeah. 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 Talking about consistency and also talking about something you do believe in. Yeah. Let's get into the specifics. Yeah. See, I want us to take a closer look into the derby coming up on Saturday. It's just tomorrow, my brother. I want to know
Mhm.
how prepared you guys are for this game. But again, because I'm your avid viewer, also, brother, man, I've seen you come out smoking against these players. But again, I just want to look at your front line. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to look at your front line. Yeah, my brother, about same 3 weeks ago, yeah, I did see that you have a bone to pick with Nicholas Jackson, right?
still do, still do.
And you still do, yeah.
Yes.
So good. I'll give you some certain specifics about Nicola Jackson. Yeah, just 20-year-old. I think he played for I think Villarreal before he came
Yep.
down to the league. Yeah, and even at Villarreal, I think in 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 all those performances he had. I think he scored only 12 goals in the last season that he was there with them. Uh, Maybe not such a good record or, all that. But see, he's down here, yeah. But do you know what, my brother? This guy has the worst XG among the scrubs and the bums of strikers in the league. That's the that's the reality of what Nicholas Jackson can give to you. And again, thinking about in the summer, yeah, when Chelsea fans were still, trying to make that decision, should we bring in a Vlahovic? There was this big, big, massive talk about rejecting a Vlahovic. He's not our kind of guy. He's not that guy. See, yeah, looking you down in your face, Goonie. I know you know that Nicholas Jackson is not that guy. See, his XG isn't something that's improving at all. How would your front line look like in this London Derby coming up on Saturday?
I'll answer that, but I'm gonna talk about Nicholas Jackson maybe for like about 20 seconds or so.
Sure, bro.
Nicholas Jackson, for me, is not a striker. And I'll admit to you, I didn't watch much of him at Villarreal, but from what I've seen at Chelsea, there are fundamentals that he doesn't have that a natural striker does have. One of
Yeah.
those, well, several of those things. One is positioning. He vacates that number 9 position when he needs to occupy that space quite a bit, and that bothers me. Another
Yeah.
thing is his opportunities in front of goal. There's been some harrowing misses that he's had, absolutely harrowing misses. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So a lot of people
mm,
might put that down to, oh well, he's young or whatever, and he's going to develop. But this is Chelsea Football Club. He should
yeah.
be a second choice striker behind somebody that I can trust to put the ball in the back of the net,
Mm,
aka Dusan Vlahovic. One thing that I do know about that guy, if I put this guy one on one in front of the goalkeeper, I can say with confidence that this is going in. This is going
mm,
in. Can't say the same about Jackson. But fast forward, let's go into the game for tomorrow. How that front three is going to look.
mm,
I imagine it's going to probably be Raheem Sterling, Mikhailo Mudryk, and
mm,
most probably Nicholas Jackson to lead the line as well. Now,
mm,
from a tactical standpoint, now that's not to say Nicholas Jackson is all bad because he does have some qualities that can help, but unfortunately for him, they're not your key fundamentals as a striker. You know what I mean?
mm,
One of
mm,
those things from a tactical perspective that I think is going to be good for us in that game is that Nicholas Jackson does like to drop deep and receive the ball. He's very hard to pick up, and that's going
mm.
to be key going against a quality centre back in William Saliba. That guy
Definitely.
there, I've always said, even from Saint Etienne days, right, when he was partnering up with Fofana, I've
Yeah.
always said that boy is a generational talent. I used
Yeah.
to say on Troops' show back again before he even got a
Yeah.
kick of the ball that this boy is a generational talent.
He's a baller. He's a baller.
Exactly. Now you guys are starting to see exactly
Mm,
what it is that I'm talking about. And
definitely.
case in point, when you guys played Manchester City and Erling Haaland was up top, the most dangerous striker in the world, he barely got a sniff. Why is that?
Mm,
Because Haaland heavily vacates that centre forward position. He's on the shoulder of that striker, or if he's not dropped too deep from that from that defender. You know what I
mm.
mean? And I think I think that's what kind of challenged him a bit because Saliba's so good at the timing of his tackles, so good at his positioning as well, and he's very disciplined. So
Mm.
we need somebody that is going to be able to interchange in that three. So it's going to be difficult for your centre backs to pick up who's who and who's where.
Yeah, yeah, but again, mind you, yeah, but still on this topic of Jackson per se. Of course, you've just highlighted some certain kind of positives about this guy, but come on, man, I just told you about his XG in the league, quite weak. Yeah,
It's not good
this
enough.
guy, it's totally see, yeah, it's down the drain, it's in the toilet. Yeah, and again, if you check the chances, the kind of chances this guy has, has definitely had in this league this season, man, and compared with the amount of goals he scored, it's horrible, my brother, man. And again, I do think that is a very, very mobile kind of striker, but again, is that kind of striker that completely lacks awareness. I want to see a kind of like a striker, that has that, that awareness around him. I just feel he doesn't, drops back, look, just look back at his shoulder, check out that offside trap, move in behind the striker, move in behind the defender. I don't think he really has those, those characteristics around him. And of course, for such a mobile striker, yeah, an athletic kind of striker, he lacks that traditional number nine kind of bully, factor in him.
Great.
He doesn't bully defenders, and that's why I think that William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes will have a few days dealing with this guy. It might not just be a walk in the park. I'm not saying you said it's a walk in the park, but I'm just saying that it's going to be difficult for this guy to breathe. Staring down the barrel of William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes on the day.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I
Mm,
still go by the standpoint, and I was one of the first Chelsea fans, if not the first Chelsea fan, to come out publicly and say that I don't believe this guy's a striker, and I don't believe
mm,
that he's good enough yet. I
okay.
actually coined him as either an inside forward or a second striker. That's
Yeah.
where I would put him, not that responsibility as that number nine.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like I'm not the biggest XG person. I don't really look at them stats too much, but from what I've seen with my eyes, he's missed an open goal. He's
oh my God!
dribbles,
Open
one
goals.
on
Oof.
ones. You know what I mean? It's not good enough. However, what I do also understand is, and us Chelsea fans also have to put this into context, that we have not finished this build. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you spent like 1 billion on this. Yeah, but we
Yeah,
still need
man.
a striker. We still
Mm.
need a goalkeeper. I don't trust the goalkeeper fully. We still
Sanchez,
need
right? We'll go into that later on,
yeah,
definitely.
we
Mm,
still need a left back. These are things that we definitely need. And in my opinion, I think we even still need a winger because I'm not a fan of signing a player, one player who can score all the goals. I like the goals to be shared. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
going forward, we might address this problem. This January, what I do know for certain is that although he might not come in January, but Chelsea are going to move very aggressively for Victor Osimhen for the summer, 100%. I know that's their number one target. So we got to see if we get that over the line because now we've got him as our
Mm,
focal point and Nicholas Jackson, if they want to
mm,
persist with him as a number nine, two things
oh,
have happened here. One, you've got an established striker who has won a title in Syria and got over 20 goals in that league. And
mm,
another thing is that is somebody for Nicholas Jackson to be able to watch in training and
to work
understand
and feed
play
off,
at the man
definitely.
position. Absolutely.
And definitely feed off. But see, I'm still crazy about where Chelsea are going to find the goals because we definitely have to talk about this, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys have been creating opportunities, yeah. See, this is the reality. I will still go back to that XG stuff. I'm a stats guy, yeah. I love the stats because it gives you a credible way on how to view the game. Uh, with facts, so that
Yeah.
the opposing character doesn't try to say you're not fair. See, this season, yeah, in about 8 games this season, yeah, the chances against Arsenal, yeah, the XG against Arsenal, the XG in chances against Arsenal is 0.7 this season in about 8 games. See,
Hmm.
yeah, teams are averaging less than a chance. Let that sink in.
Hmm.
You get me? Teams are averaging less than a chance against Arsenal this season in about 8 games. See, my brother, man, I've just told you that teams don't usually get open chances against Arsenal that much. We've kept it quite low this season. Good
Hmm.
defense down there, of course. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes doing their thing down there. And again, see, don't remove, of course, our right back. Benjamin White out of the picture just yet, right? Because we'll still go into that area. How do you see Chelsea creating opportunities? I'm talking of attacking opportunities, clear opportunities, in order to at least even score a goal. Yeah, to mind you, Arsenal is the best defensive side in the league. Together with Manchester City, how are you going to break the best defensive side in the Premier League right now and averaging I'm talking of averaging other characters to 0.87 xg this season? How do you think you're going to create that? Chelsea create lots of chances but can't finish, and of course the proof is in the pudding. You guys haven't scored quite lots of goals. Nicholas Jackson is struggling. Madwike is struggling. Broya isn't looking that good. Where would those goals come from?
Well, it's again, this is more of a tactical perspective of what I'm expecting to see from the game tomorrow. So, what I do respect the quality of your team. So, therefore, I do know there are going to be instances where you're going to push your line to that halfway line and pin us in our own half because you're very good at doing that. And you're going to create opportunities in doing so. And you might even score. However, it's those moments in the transition where we're going to have to move that ball quickly, get it up the pitch, and get it to our quicker players. So that's
Mm,
where I'm expecting us to try and get our chances. So basically, counter-attacking football against you lot because we've got to respect the quality. We're not quite ready
mm,
to go toe to toe like that with you guys yet. So we're going to have to respect that, kind of shut up shop at certain times and really
mm,
try and go on that counter-attack and try and catch you off guard.
mm,
Outside of that, it's going to be a struggle because if we start doing our regular thing and you guys are allowing us to play with the ball in front of your defense, it's not going to be much of a threat to you because we do struggle to break down low blocks. However,
mm,
this is why I say there's going to be certain players that are going to be key to making this happen or creating
mm.
these goal scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
Two of them. The first one I'm going to mention is the obvious one, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's come into
Mm,
this Chelsea team and he's offering something that the rest of the squad haven't been able to offer, which is creativity. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? Which is
mm.
actually being able to create chances. He's
Yeah.
able to do that. But the one who I feel is even more important than that, based on the tactics that I feel Chelsea are going to take, is Moises Caicedo. The reason
Mm,
why I bring up this guy's name is because, most people will know him for his defensive work. Yeah, he's great at screening the defense and all that, but his transition play is very much underrated because when
mm,
this guy wins the ball off the opposition, he already knows where that ball's going to start that transition of attack. I've seen this many times at Brighton and I've even seen signs of it at Chelsea. He is going to need to be consistent with that in this game for us to
mm,
really be getting our counter attacks and hopefully catching you guys off guard. So that's
mm.
really the way that I can see this going, our most successful effort in trying to beat you guys.
So, see, yeah, guys, yeah, I got the legend himself down here today, yeah, guys in the charts. Amy Baba is in the charts. Iconoclast is in the charts. Blue Cloud Media is in the chart. Blue Cloud Media is a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I was on his channel just the other day to do the preview. See, yeah, Blue Cloud, I brought your legend in here, to have one or two fisticuffs down here, yeah. Right hook, left hook, and probably might choke me at the end of the day, but I'll just know that I still left one or two jabs here and there for him. See, yeah, Iconoclast is here. Diego C. Palace, big up
The
to you.
legend.
Here today is down here with us. Here today, see, I got the big guy. I got the top dog himself. Yeah, guys, yeah, putting your questions down there for the top dog himself. See, let's go into it because right now you've just opened a bigger. Yeah, see, your striking issues. Yeah, is a whole different level. Yeah. But right now, you've just gone into this Caicedo issue. And you know what? Yeah, you're welcome. I'll give you the cake. See, we do know that Chelsea fans don't respect Gallagher. Yeah. Some setting part of your incendiary, part of your fan base call him Galadog. Yeah. Let's be very clear. Yeah. They don't take him seriously. Yeah. And Enzo, has he really been that good this season? Come on, man. The proof is in the pudding. He's not putting up the numbers down there for Chelsea Football Club. I think he's not within his depth in that Chelsea midfield. I think he puts up a very, very big fight and a big cause for Argentina. But in that Chelsea shirt, he leaves a little bit to wonder down there with Caicedo. I don't think it's really cut it down there in the middle of the park. Sometimes he looks isolated because Gallagher is not really that guy to actually, just come back and help him a little bit. Yeah, it looks
Mhm.
certainly almost alone. And again, of course, we do know it's going to be Caicedo, Enzo, and of course Gallagher. Your manager trusts these guys, but again, I don't think that's good enough because you don't have that guy. Yeah, but personally, I do respect the hustle of Caicedo, but I don't really see him this season on a Chelsea shirt as that guy that's a defensive mashup for you guys this season. He hasn't been good defensively for you guys. Personally, I don't think he mops up the midfield for you. I think this Arsenal midfield is going to gas up you guys. Say we do know that that Manchester City, yeah, came in last 2 weeks and came and struggled against this team. see, man, I do think that Declan Rice is just going to, do one or two footwalks, around Gallagher. I don't think he'll be sweating in his boots that Gallagher is coming down to, that we're going down to face Gallagher. I don't really think that Arsenal midfield that might consist of Thomas Partey, mind you, the big general is coming back in that game. Yeah, I don't really think that Thomas Partey, Declan Rice is going to pay any kind of tribute or honor the way I do to your midfield. What do you think? I think you have to do much work to actually suppress that Arsenal midfield and suppress us from actually progressing the ball. And it would take more than quick midfielders to actually achieve that. I don't see how you're achieving it. How do you think you're going to achieve that?
Well, with Conor Gallagher, I mean,
Mm,
everyone knows I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not.
yeah.
But at the same
But,
time,
but did you call him Galadog at
that
the
was
end?
I never coined that. I've never coined that term. I've never coined that term.
Uh,
I called him Ken from Street Fighter, and Mason Mount was Ryu. So I used to call them man
mm,
there Ryu and Ken fam. You get me? Because
exactly, bro.
yeah, but
Mm,
with Gallagher, this is the thing. I was very upset that he did stay at the club beyond the summer because we could have got some decent money for him. I'm talking in the
yeah.
region of between 40 and 50 million pound.
Mm, mm,
However, I do have to give respect where it's due. He hasn't done a terrible job. Is he still my first choice? Would I trust him going forward this season? No, I wouldn't.
mm,
And going forward in the future, absolutely not. No, because there's
mm,
better players out there.
mm,
But he will be where he's going to be important tomorrow, right?
yeah.
Is what he is good at.
Mm.
And I always laugh at this.
And that's limited, right?
Yeah, what he is good at is he's very good at initiating a press. And if we do catch you high up the pitch, that's an opportunity to start a transition. So hopefully he can do that. But for
Mm.
me, Moises Caicedo, I don't think he's done terribly at Chelsea. Yes, his
I
first
didn't say
game.
he's done terrible. I'm just saying that his defensive prowess, the way he showed it at Brighton, isn't the same dynamics as in Chelsea.
It's true.
I still do think that your midfield is being overrun. And again, when you're facing the top team, the top dogs in the Premiership this season, a team that definitely not many teams get lots of chances against Arsenal. A team that have flying wingers, a team that have a concrete midfield, mostly with the solidarity that Declan Rice brings in to that midfield, and with our flying wingers, I don't think that I don't think Caicedo can cope with with what is going to happen in the middle of the park.
Well, to be honest with you, Caicedo's never lost against Arsenal. That's number one. But then again, that's a very because it's a team game. It's not a one man game, and
Mm.
just based on that, it's we also have to contextualize it. This man has just come into Chelsea. This is what 8 games in, and he's not even played all of those 8 games. So
Mm.
there is still going to be some relationships that need to be built. There's going to be some habits between players that need to be
But he's
understood.
played in the Premiership. I'm sorry,
Oh
man.
yeah, he has. But then you're coming in.
That excuse is stale. He's played in the Premiership. He has Premier League experience, and that was part of why you guys went in to buy him. Good tackler, battler of the ball, good recoveries, and again, Premiership experience. So how can you be putting up those excuses for him that he's coming into a Chelsea team that's kind of new, doesn't have great players around him to back him up, but he's played in this league to a certain extent, and he's been good in a Brighton shirt. Why can't he be good in that Chelsea dugout?
That to me again, there's context. It depends the kind of fan that you're talking about, because there's some that expect players to come from Premier League teams and be the star player. Then there's some that look at the player and understand the condition of the team is not quite ready yet, because now we've got to spread the question to all of the players: which Chelsea player has been outstanding in this squad? Not a single one.
Not a
And
single one.
exactly. And you know why that is? There's no team cohesion yet. There isn't.
True,
These things
true.
develop with time. This is what I'm saying. Me
Mm,
personally, what Enzo has showed me so far this season is way below his standard. I know he's a better
mm,
player than that. What
yeah.
Caicedo has shown so far has not been towards his standard. I know he's better than that. The
Mm,
only thing that is going to improve this is when these guys play together on a regular basis. That's not to say that Caicedo hasn't shown some very good things and taken initiative because of his position. because
Yeah.
I expect each player to understand their role in the position, regardless
Mm,
of if you've just come into the club. But then
mm.
there also has to come a symbiotic understanding with your other players for it
Symbiotic
to work.
understanding,
You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's not
Mm,
developed in the whole of the Chelsea squad. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? And it
yeah,
doesn't help that when you're getting into runs of games that key players have gone, you're playing well, Reece James gets injured. That's a key man in our team. Do you know what I mean? You're
exactly.
playing
Mm,
well, you have to play a right back at left back. You know what I mean?
mm,
You have to play
mm,
a left back at left wing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And another
yeah,
thing as well that I will say, this one's more to for Enzo. Pochettino's got to take responsibility for some of his performances because he's been playing this guy out of position for no good reason whatsoever.
exactly,
Because
exactly.
he's gone with the midfield three: Caicedo, Gallagher, Enzo. Gallagher by nature is a number 10. We saw how he
Yeah,
performed at Crystal Palace
naturally,
goals.
naturally.
The guy knew how to work that position.
Mm,
Enzo Fernandez has always been a deep lying playmaker. Everywhere he's been at River Plate, he had a defensive midfielder next to him in a pivot. Benfica, he had Florentino Luis, the number 6, next to him in that pivot. Never a number 10. In Argentina, didn't play that number 10 position. Now
mm.
Pochettino decides to do Gallagher and Caicedo in a pivot with
In a
Enzo as
pivot.
the number 10.
Oof,
This is what
oof,
I'm saying. These are the naive
oof.
mistakes that this manager has to stop doing. And this was
Mhm.
part of the reason why I was so fuming in that video. And I was saying, if he's going to keep doing this, get out of the club.
Get
Because
out of
if
the
he,
club, guys.
yeah,
You better go see it, guys. If you've not subscribed to that channel yet, guys, because definitely after this show, I would, go on my knees and beg this brother. I have to be popping into that show, yeah, to his channel down there. Yeah, I'll be doing lots of shows
I'm
with
going to
him.
get you
Yeah,
on. I'm going to
that's
get you
great,
on
man.
after the game,
Thanks,
100%.
man. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Because
100%.
see, yeah, of course, I do lots of banter on my channel, but I just had to bring you in to show you that I could go bar to bar with you, with the stats and with technical football. And again, see, I've not left that technical area just yet. I won't let you off the hook just yet. See, yeah, Pochettino. Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanna also tweak your mind, yeah, tweak your IQ on this guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Pochettino, we all do know that he has a very very good record, yeah, in the derbies, yeah, in London derbies. He's not the guy to shy away from a big fight in the derbies, yeah. Plays attacking football, sometimes maybe champagne sexy football. If you want to check the kind of football that took Tottenham to that famous Champions League final where they got roasted at the end of the day, you could say that's good football. But right now he's in a different team, different dynamics, different environment. You
Mhm.
have to give him that. Yeah, give him time to develop. We've seen that there's no cohesion with the kind of players you've brought in. They can't play together. They've not gelled together as a team. So there's a big problem. But you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, Pochettino. How do you think he's going to address this matchup? We all know, and I'm putting this into context. The best way to stop Arsenal still remains keep a very, very moderate low block. Yeah. And just make sure that your team catch Arsenal, on the break. Because Arsenal will always open up those spaces. Zichenko would always move from his left back position and talk himself into that midfield. There
Invert.
will
Yeah.
be spaces everywhere around the pitch for anyone who has fast players, fast attackers, fast wingers. I don't actually want to take it to your width players because I have a separate question on that because you could actually use your, of course, your resources on the width because, of course, Sterling can outrun people and catch opponents, on that break. Do you think that Pochettino is that guy that can tone down his ego about playing attacking football and just say, you know what, yeah, let me tone it down a bit. Let me see if I could, just catch these people on a break because they will open up spaces. Spaces will open up in the middle of the park. Zini would go inverted sometimes. Ben White will also go inverted when he goes out there to help Saka, who will be playing on Saturday. See, you could literally keep a low block, do the modest thing, and actually, just counterattack this Arsenal boys coming up to Stamford Bridge. Do you think your manager can withstand that ego to say, I want to go fire for fire with Arsenal? I want to play attacking football for the greater good?
Um, well, again, it's a bit of an unknown element for me because once again, Pochettino is quite new to the club, so I don't know. But what I will say is that the best managers, even if they don't have the best available,
Mm,
at that moment in time, they sometimes they do have to abandon their quote unquote philosophy to do what's best for the result. So I would like to think that if we find ourselves in a situation where, you know, our plan A, which is, you know, try beautiful attacking football, isn't going to work, I'd like to see him revert to another tactic like the counter attacking. But whether
mm.
I think he's going to do that, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know whether this guy is going to
this is your
compromise.
manager. This is your manager. You should know this
I
by
know,
now.
but remember, like, this is also a situation where Chelsea Football Club are in 12th place. It's not
Mm,
good. I know last season we finished there, right? If we take away last season and now, this isn't a position that we're used to being in at all. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
So
mm.
it's whether Pochettino recognizes that or not. I haven't got a big enough sample size to know whether he is going to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
what I saw against Liverpool, I saw aspects of that, but then I also saw aspects of him where he was going to die on his heel in terms of his phase of football. And I'm speaking about the first half of that game. We were very
mm,
lucky to draw that game 1-1 because Liverpool had many opportunities. We left
yeah,
we were very open at the back. Even our midfield, there wasn't really that much coverage. And obviously
yeah,
that works to Liverpool's advantage. So let's see if the manager learns from that Liverpool
yeah.
game, applies it here. But if you're asking me for an answer, I could not tell you. I couldn't tell you yet.
Good. Good, great. I do understand that. I'm sorry, man. Guys, yeah, guys in the charts. Big ups to you, yeah. Thomas Yosabia is down here. Thomas, he says something, yeah. He says something here critically. He says, Chelsea haven't beaten us at their place since 2018. Tough game for us. 3 in a row at the bridge. Going in for 2-1. Chelsea will challenge for the title next season. Do you believe what this guy is saying? He's an Arsenal fan. He's a friend of mine, Thomas Yosabia. Do you believe what this guy is saying?
Well, listen, this is where I'll be slightly disingenuous because I am a Chelsea fan and ego does come into it. I do hate losing to Arsenal, so it's hard for me
Mm,
to say with my mouth that you guys are going to beat us at the bridge. But
mm.
but listen, I'll
But
admit
the
this.
proof is in the
I'll admit
pudding.
this.
You're
I'll
beating you
admit
guys
this. Hold on.
there.
I'll admit this.
See,
I'll
we're
admit
coming
this.
down there. We're coming down there to get rent.
I'll admit
It's our
this. Listen,
yard. It's our
I'll admit
yard.
this.
You haven't
I'll
beaten
admit
us down
this.
there in 5 years since 2018. Come on, man. You
No,
sometimes
no, no. This listen.
I know you
I'm
can
gonna
afford
admit
to be
this.
shameless, Goonie. You're a legend, but it doesn't mean you can be shameless at times.
No, I
You
mean
can.
no, but this is what I was gonna
It's
say.
okay to be
I was
shameless.
gonna admit this. I was gonna say this. Um, you guys are favorites,
Mm,
100%.
mm,
Anyone with having honest conversations, even Chelsea fans will tell you, you
yeah.
guys are favorites going into
Mm,
this game, even
yeah.
though we're playing at Stamford Bridge. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? But I
yeah,
do want
man.
to answer the second part of that question, whether
Yeah, bro.
Chelsea will be challenging for the title
For
next
the
season.
title in that I was.
Well, here's the thing here's the thing is if we get the transfer targets that I know we're going to be going for,
Mm,
possibly, but that's still a massive ask. And now
mm,
again, I'm gonna come on this show and I'm gonna say it. The second player I haven't really spoken about much, but the one player I've already mentioned, Victor Osimhen, does he improve us? Yes or no? The answer is a resounding yes. Now
yeah.
the second player, and people have laughed at me on the timeline for saying
Again,
this.
mind you,
A,
is
a
a
good
hundred
kid,
million player. You need to know that FFP rules are breathing down your neck. Do you think Chelsea Football Club can afford to go by January and
yeah.
go bring in a striker
Well, no, no,
about
hold on, wait,
100
wait, wait,
million?
hold on,
Because
hold on,
he is
hold on.
going to cost about 120, 130, and with the
The
grid of
deal
Napoli right now, it might even cost 150 million. It's possible,
the
my
deal will
brother.
not get done. The deal won't get done this January. It definitely
Okay.
not. Because it would be very counterproductive for Napoli to do that as well,
Mm,
considering what they're trying to do in the Champions. You know, they're still in the Champions League, Syria, so on and so forth. They're trying to get that Scudetto back. So it'd be ridiculous to sell him. So I'm not going to hold my breath for that. What I can see happening is potentially a deal being done and put in place for the
yeah.
summer. Now, another player that I feel that could take us to that title
Mm,
push. And once again, I was laughed at for mentioning this, but I've been laughed at for several other players before, and I've been right. Jamal Musiala.
exactly. Exactly.
Jamal Musiala.
Mm,
If we sign that
mm.
as well as Victor Osimhen this summer, now I'm
Sounds
expecting
good.
us to be going further up the table. Whether
Mm,
it's a title charge, I do not know, because regardless of how much money you spend, until these players are in this team and you see how they perform together, that's when it's the right time to make these kind of predictions. Because you know what I
mm,
mean? Osimhen could come and fail.
mm,
Musiala could come and struggle. You
mm.
never know,
You
especially
never
with
know.
this Chelsea team. This Chelsea team is not got no cohesion yet. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Or it could be the diametric opposite, where these
mm,
guys come in and this is exactly what we was missing out, and it could propel us to something. So
mm.
again, I mean, in terms of am I positive for next season with the targets that we're going for? Absolutely. Is it enough to say it's a title charge? It's not. I can't say that yet. You know.
You can't say that yet. See, I do get you, man. See, man, I'm sorry, Goonie, man. Hard grilling questions. I know you've had to do a lot of tactical talks down here because my fans, they're always used to lots of banter. But you know what? Yeah, today I just wanted to go head to head with you today. But see, yeah, I won't let you off the hook with the technicalities. Yeah, let's go into another one. See, in open play, you've struggled to get goals from open play this season. Yeah. See, how do you see you guys getting a goal from open play in this game? I don't just really see you guys scoring a goal from open play. Probably if you can be able to stifle Arsenal's midfield, yeah, stifle their progression, yeah, stifle their their most attack centric players, Martinelli, Saka coming from the right. Good. If you do stifle these guys, yeah, if you do stifle that midfield also, we're still good in getting those goals from set pieces. You do know that. You've seen Arsenal get late goals from of course set pieces. The game in the opposite game last season in Stamford Bridge, of course you do know it was a product from a set piece. So see, it's open. If you do stifle, or if Pochettino comes in with that mentality to stifle Arsenal's attack, good and okay. You can have that cake. But Arsenal could still, hit you back, with getting great chances from set pieces. Do you think you can get goals from open play when you play against Arsenal?
Well, again, this depends on how many chances that we create. Because, and I say that because you know you're a man that likes stats. Although
Mm,
this isn't anything off paper. This is just
yeah,
going based on my knowledge of what I've seen of the
yeah,
existing players.
yeah,
We don't have a 1 in 2 striker. What I mean by that is one opportunity in two. We don't even have a 1 in 3 attacker. Do you know what I mean? We've
yeah.
got attackers that need 4 chances potentially to put a goal to score a goal. Are
Mm,
we going to create that many chances in a game for that 1 in 4 to happen, or on a
mm,
good day even a 1 in 3 to happen? And this is what I say about when you're playing against teams with quality. You know what I
mm,
mean? When you
mm,
play against teams with quality, sometimes your attackers do not get a sniff for about 75, 80 minutes. But
yeah,
this is another part of the skill that an attacker needs. Even though you have not been involved in the game the way you want to,
yeah,
when that moment comes, psychologically, when you're not getting the ball and you're chasing the ball, it's draining. It can kill your
mm,
hope. But
mm,
that moment that comes, that one opportunity that comes, you must be like a scavenger and get that
mm,
at all times. We don't
mm,
have that. We used to. Diego Costa, when this
mm,
guy wasn't getting the ball or whatever, he had the initiative to either do one of two things. One, say, do you know what? F it.
yeah,
I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go and get that ball. I'm going to run around 3 defenders and I'm going to bin it. We don't have that no more. Do you know what I
mm,
mean?
mm,
Or an opportunity will land to him if he's had 3 or 4 touches all game, but it's going in. That's what we need, but we don't have that. So the open play goals, I can see us struggling. I can see
mm.
certain players getting in a position, but if you was to ask me, Raheem Sterling, do you think he's going to take his first chance in front of goal? On
Oof,
from what I've seen, no.
oof.
Will he take his third or fourth? Maybe he will. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
That's what it's been.
yeah,
Similar with Nicholas Jackson, even worse for him. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? He can have
yeah,
more than 3 or 4 opportunities. I don't trust him to score them goals.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Then now you look at Mudrick if he's going to be playing, right? Although he's been scoring internationally, this is the Prem. It's completely different. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? Do I
mm.
trust him based on what I have seen from him to get 1 in 3, 1 in 2? No, I do not,
Oh,
unfortunately. So this
yeah.
open play stuff, you know, it's there's always the possibility we could
There's
score,
always
but
a
based on my
possibility,
knowledge,
definitely.
based on what I'm looking at, it's going to
Mm,
be difficult. It's going to be a
mm.
tough ask.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. See, let's move into the defense, yeah, before we go proper into, Arsenal a little bit. Of course, I would scribble it into 1 hour. Brother, let's look into your defense for this matchup. It's the London Derby, yeah, of course. We have to bring in talks about Thiago Silva. We have to talk about who is going to come in and complement him. We have to talk about Desassi. We have to talk about Cucurella, who is, see, yeah, almost a quarter of your of your fans, yeah, hate this guy. They don't like this guy. He plays in right back for you guys. That's on Pochettino. I do get that. Thiago Silva, one of the most slagged off players in your football club. Uh, And of course, see, yeah, when you open up yourself for criticism, when you tell the faithfuls of the club to move along, yeah, move away from you, you do open yourself for, for lots of criticism. And that's what Thiago Silva is facing right now. I do understand that. Look into your defense tomorrow, including your right back, including your left back, and just try to scribble out something and find out who's going to be playing for us. And mind you, if you're also thinking about Malogosto, you need to also remember that this guy doesn't have much match fitness in him. Of course, he was red carded in that match against Aston Villa. He can't actually, get up to speed. I don't really think that he's going to get up to speed to face Arsenal in this matchup. And again, you risk losing lots of credibility if you do bring in Cucurella into that matchup. And again, we do have Rhys James, who is this exceptional player but doesn't actually play for Chelsea Football Club. My brother, man, I've just enumerated and opened up your defense inside out. But one thing I'll do give you before I pass the baton on to you is Sanchez. This guy has become a little bit of a divisive factor down there in Chelsea Football Club. People are saying, oh, he's good. Oh, he's okay. Oh, he had to, replace, the sheety goalkeeping down there from Kepper and Mendy and this lot, yeah. Good and okay. Your defense have been okay. You've just only conceded 7 goals this season, practically in 8 games. That's meant to be, something good, something around it. You have a good defense. I don't take that away from you. But again, Sanchez, is he that guy for you? Are you
It's
confident
like
in
I
him?
said at
And
the
as an
beginning.
avid listener to your show, I don't think you have total confidence in that guy. I've heard
No, I
you
don't.
talk about him getting the player of the matchup. And of course, when your goalkeeper is the guy getting getting those gongs, yeah, it
Consistently,
shows
it's not a good sign.
consistently. Ask Manchester United. That's what one guy taught me about GUNI. Yeah, he said that on the show. Ask Manchester United what's going on, with that. And of course, you open up yourself for criticism for your team when Sanchez is the only guy getting those gongs. It means that the 10 players adrift at all. Oh, shit. Are you of this school, my brother?
Well, with Sanchez, I'll say this: he's
Mm,
not a shit goalkeeper, but is
yeah.
he Chelsea standard for me? It remains to be seen. He has to give me something to believe in him about. Has he
Mm,
had? Has he made some good saves? Yeah, he has. Has he made some? Has he made some mistakes, or do I feel like he's letting goals that he should have saved? Yes, he has, 100%. But then that's also not just down to the goalkeeper as well, because there's a defense that's in front of him that's not supposed to allow these opportunities to get to
mm,
the goalkeeper. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I'll move on to the defense. And Reece James, as far as I know, is fit and is in contention to start tomorrow, which is a massive boost for us
Are
both.
you are you gonna are you gonna risk it, Goonie? Are you
I
going to
don't.
risk it?
I don't
Are
know.
you
I
going
don't
to
know
risk
the level of fitness. The thing is I don't know the level of fitness he's at. But what I do know is that he is fit to play. But I
it?
don't know personally. If I was in a hot seat, I wouldn't risk starting him. I know.
10 days ago, he was training, and they said he hobbled off the pitch with another injury setback. Just 10 days
That's
ago.
by the
Is it
way, just
worth
for the
it?
record. For the
Is it
record,
worth
that's
it
not true.
against Arsenal to risk probably one of your best players who's been plagued by injuries in series of years? Is it necessary to risk this guy against Arsenal? You're not challenging for the title.
By
Definitely, you're not in the Champions League. Is it worth it to risk this guy in this game?
Okay, so I'll start off with that report that did come out nearly 2 weeks ago. That
Mm.
wasn't true. That was not true, and we've had confirmation that it's not
Gunny,
true.
Gunny, you're in America, man. You're bro, man. You're in America, man. Come on, man. How would you know?
How would I know? Hey,
How would you
how
know?
did wait? Okay, let me ask
You're
you
in
this
England,
question.
bro.
How did I
You're
know?
in England, brother.
How did I know Declan Rice was going to sign for Arsenal before all of your fan base did? How do I know
You
that
did.
you
You
guys
did.
are going to sign Ivan Tony? How do I
You
know
did.
this? I've known
You
this
did.
before many people. You see
Facts.
what I'm
You did.
saying? How did I know that Enzo was going to come to Chelsea and all these?
Facts.
So I've got
Facts.
these things
Facts.
right. You see
Mm.
what I'm saying? But
Facts.
um,
Facts.
but just back to that defense. Back to that
Mm.
defense.
Yeah, bro.
You know, Reece James, like I said, he's fit, but whether he's fit enough to play 90 minutes, I don't know. So chances are Gusto's going to start. That's going to be
Mm.
the chances are.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva and Disasi will start that game because
Mm.
Badiashile is just come back from injury, and I don't think he's going to rush him back. And
Yeah.
also as well, Wesley Fofana is out for the season. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So now it just leaves the left back situation. Ben Chilwell out for the season.
Oof.
Cucurella, he's gonna have to start. Ian Matson's not getting the look in, or I don't know why, because I think he would do a better job than Cucurella, but for some reason the manager doesn't fancy it. But
Mm.
this is what I'm gonna say, and Chelsea fans hate it when I do this, but I don't lie. I speak the truth, bro, and what I
Mm.
feel is true. The one defender that I'm looking at the most in this game is
Mm.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Now, this man's career has been excellent, and he's one of the best defenders I've seen at Chelsea Football Club. But
Yeah.
what he does have the tendency to do is two things.
Yeah.
One, he holds the ball up for too long and he slows down the play.
Slows
He
down the pace.
can't do that. Number two, in holding the ball for too long, I have seen this guy be dispossessed and goals have been scored from it.
Mm.
Against a team like you guys, and in particular, these two guys up top,
Mm.
Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, who press
Oof.
like dogs, you
Mm.
need to get that ball out of your feet quickly.
Scoop
Make sure it's even quickly. That's
Goonies,
what you need to do. Because
Scoop
if
guys.
you're going to be dilly-dallying with that ball and doing too much playing out from the back, Martinelli and his will latch onto one of those
They
chances.
will pounce. They
If
will
they're
pounce.
one-on-one with Sanchez, I do
Mm.
not trust him to be saving one of their opportunities if they're one-on-one. This is the problem that I have got. Listen, Chelsea fans, I'm not saying this guy is a shit player, but
Yeah.
he needs to take that trait out of his game, especially against Arsenal. 100%. I'd still have him on the
100%.
pitch though. I'd still start him though.
100%. See, are you looking at Cucurella to come in at right back? Is
No,
that what you're going to be looking
I'm
at?
starting Gusto. I'm starting Gusto,
Gusto.
100%. If Reece James is not fit to start now to start the game, I'm starting Gusto, 100%.
But Gusto, are you okay with his match fitness? You know he was red carded in that game against Aston
Yeah,
Villa.
I mean,
He hasn't played since
it's
then.
not he. I mean, I'd be more concerned if it was an injury. You know what I mean? But it's match fitness. You know, yes, of course, it's important. But if you're getting enough match simulation in training, it helps. I'm not saying it's the answer, but it definitely does help the situation out. And quite frankly, now you're asking me, even without match fitness, do I trust him over Cucurella? 100% resounding yes, I do. I
Okay.
definitely do.
Okay. See, brother. Let's look a little bit into that Arsenal. Starting 11. See, Arsenal. What? Yeah. What scares you the most? Let me don't put scare you. Yeah, of course. Come on, man. You've seen lots of scary teams than Arsenal. You've won the Champions League. I do get that. But see, Arsenal coming to the bridge. Which players in our starting XI do you think will be a big concern? And again, how do you think Arsenal is going to? What route do you think we're going to take in that game against Chelsea at the bridge?
Okay, so in terms of the players that I'm afraid of, or that have
Not
got me
really
worried,
afraid of that. You
what
think
got
that?
me worried, I think,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
players
got
that
you
got me
worried. Yeah,
worried is
yeah.
definitely
That'll
is
get you
every
shook. Yeah,
Is
that's
every
a true
single one of
point.
your front three,
Mhm.
100%. It's
Yeah,
if
man.
Saka's playing, Martinelli's playing, and Jesus playing, that there is any team would be wary of that. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm,
obviously, those are the obvious three that everybody's going to mention.
mm,
However, I think that midfield,
mm,
right, in particular, Martin Odegaard, him, that
mm.
guy concerns me because I know he's going to be, or Arteta's going to aim for him to be the hub of chances created through the center of the pitch.
Exactly.
Although he doesn't always occupy that because attacking mids they drift as well. They go out
They
wide. They
shift as
have more
well.
of the
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
they've got more of that freedom to explore the attacking phases of the pitch a
Mm,
bit more. But centrally, in terms of them chances creations and what he's got either side of him and even directly in front of him, I
yeah.
think it's going to be very, very important for Moises Caicedo or whoever it is that's going to be in that midfield pivot to make sure that he stays quiet to stifle your
But
chances.
the thing about Odegaard is that in big games, in big games, at least this season, he hasn't been showing up in big games. I do really do consider this game as a big game. Maybe there's nothing at stake in it, but again, it's still a London derby, and in London
It
derbies,
is.
you have to show up, yeah, in the big games. In the last London derby, that was a big game. Martin Odegaard was sniped out of that game. He didn't show up in that game against Man City. Only slight showings down there in the second half against Man City, which tells you that in the big games, I'm not saying he's not really that big time player, but again, in the big games he doesn't show up. In
Yeah.
this Chelsea game, if you can be able to stifle him, it might be good enough for you. Do you think you can keep him out of bay? Do you have the players to do that?
We certainly do. In terms of Caicedo, I think if we stick him on him, he could do a good job. But then again, this is I don't want to put my Odegaard's disregard his talent because he is still very talented. He might
Yeah.
find a solution around Caicedo. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But in terms of that player who I think could address that issue, definitely Martin Odegaard. And you did ask me one more question. I forgot to answer it. Is how do I think Arsenal are going to approach the game? Well,
yeah.
I think from a psychological standpoint, we already know that Arsenal obviously are in the better form. So I think
Oof.
the best thing for what Arteta is going to do is that he needs to go to Stamford Bridge and assert that dominance. Because we
Mm,
are a 12th place Chelsea and you're a team that is fighting for a title, I'd basically say to these Arsenal players, treat it like you're playing at home at the
yeah.
at Emirates. Show your dominance to this Chelsea team and show them who's
Mm,
boss. That's what I would say if I was Arteta, because you guys definitely got the capability to do it, and we've got the vulnerability to exploit, and that's just being honest.
See, yeah, Guni. See, if you were in that managerial position right now and getting the millions, yeah, down there from, from coaching Chelsea Football Club, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
always good and easy, yeah, as content creators to speak from hindsight,
yeah.
yeah. But right now, I'm putting you, I'm putting you on the stand right now, yeah. You're Mauricio Pochettino. How will you approach this game to give Chelsea Football Club 3 points? And
Are we talking line?
put into context that Arsenal is top of the league right now, maybe in second, but we do know that we're
Are
at
we
par with
talking?
Tottenham Hotspur. Eh, See, Chelsea Football Club is 11th. Arsenal is second right now. We're at the top right now. How will you approach this matchup to give Chelsea Football Club the technical advantage and win this matchup?
Um, Again, I'm going to refer to that tactic of maybe allowing you to have the ball a bit more than what we're used to, and then looking for those opportunities to to force an error or find an unforced error where we can snap on that and really try and hit you quickly on the counter attack. But
Yeah.
what I would be saying if I was Pochettino is that plan, that counter attacking plan, but it's going to be key for you guys to get the first goal. Make sure you
Mm,
get the first goal. How I would approach this, because I mean I haven't coached at that level, but I've coached youth and I've won shit. But it's nothing like the Premier League. But what I'd be saying to my boys is, if you don't score by 45 minutes, that's
oof,
okay as long as Arsenal haven't scored by 45 minutes. But once
mm,
that whistle blows in that second half, you guys need to get that first goal. When you get
mm.
that first goal, now I'm going to trust you guys to do the defending because that's one of your strengths. in terms of
mm,
when you look at it holistically, defensive wise, that's one of Chelsea's better sides. I would be
yeah.
leaning on that. So if we can
Mm,
get that goal, then we can start playing to our strengths, which is shutting up shop and trying to deny you guys from scoring. That's just how
mm,
I approach it.
I totally do get that, man. See, yeah, we've come to the end of the show. But before we go to the end, yeah, definitely, I would definitely ask this legend. Yeah, guys, what is your prediction for this matchup, my brother, man? It would be nice to keep going with you, on and on, yeah. But again, I
I
just want
know,
to, put it
I
at
know.
par with 1 hour, so it's an enjoyable situation for us, and definitely you would like to come back here again if you know
Absolutely.
it's not more than 1 hour. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
it
And
doesn't
like I said, I've got
take
to
your
get
time
you
because
on.
I do know you're a busy guy, yeah, because we have a mutual friend together, Ola of the Fight Week show.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
he's your guy. That's your real guy, yeah. And me and him, we have a joint show together on this channel, and of course, that show is doing good. Me and him have been doing shows together for about 1 year, so he has choice words for you, and of course, you and him partnering lots of stuff. You guys do. What's your prediction for the matchup tomorrow? Chelsea versus Arsenal at the bridge. Gunny.
It's an
Well,
optimistic one. It's a very optimistic one. Whether it's realistic, I don't know. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna say Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1, and it's gonna be the start of Chelsea's decent little run in the Prem.
guys in the charts, can you hear this? Goonie of all people. Come on, Goonie, man. Come on, man. Are you really saying this, man? I can't
I
believe
wish
this.
it on the
Yeah,
star,
guys.
man. I'm trying to find. I mean, there's no tactical reason as to why that result's gonna happen. I'll be real with you. If you
Goonie,
was
is
to
this
ask me
how
to back it,
thirsty for a win? Is this how thirsty for a win you've gotten,
I
man?
am, yeah, bro. And the thing is,
Jeez.
it's against you guys, man. You already
Mm,
know my history, bro. I've got
yeah.
some of the most notorious Arsenal fans on my back. I've got Troops, I've got
Exactly.
Czar, I've got Lee Gunner, I've got yo.
Yeah, yeah, you
I
got all
mean,
these guys here, and right now you've got me now, man.
yeah,
See, I'm
now
one
I've
of
got you as well. So, so yeah, I'm just on.
yeah.
Okay, so that's all right. So I'll be real. That's my hope. That's my optimal. That's me being optimistic.
Hmm.
What I can see happening 2-1 Arsenal. That's it. Don't ask me again. Don't ask me again.
I
All right,
want
that's
you
it.
again.
Don't ask me again. Nope.
See you
That's the
guys,
most you're gonna get
yeah.
from me,
Endear
and it makes
yourself.
my heart
Endear
bleed.
yourself
It
to this
kills
guy,
me.
yeah.
It kills me. It
Yeah,
kills
man.
me.
You heard that, guys. See ya, guys. Endear yourselves to this guy, yeah. Of course, I'm an Arsenal fan, of course, but I do like content creators that really do influence me. This guy was one of those guys that really influenced me. It's a shame because he's a Chelsea fan, yeah. But of course, it doesn't mean that you can have, great people that can influence you from other football clubs. So, I always watch this guy. It's a big honor to have you down here, Guni. I know many tier one, podcasters who don't like to come to shows like this. Yeah, I know it's a small channel, but I'm just growing, and it would be nice for you to, take me under your wing and let me grow under your own tutelage. I don't mind that. Yeah, I'm shameless. So it would be nice to for you to make here your home. Come down here. Have a good chat with us whenever you have time. You're always free, my brother. The way you answered me when you saw my message, that shows me how humble you are. I know all these other guys. I've brought in top guys down here anyway. Big Steve is a friend of this channel. I've done
Mm.
interviews with him down here. MCFC Dabs has been down here too. I've gotten Igal down here too. But again, yeah, I see lots of people with big egos. Yeah, but brother, man, I spoke to you. You're the humblest person out of all these podcasters. You and Big Steve, yeah, the
Thank you, man.
humblest people I've ever seen in my life, man, that I've gotten, to that threshold. Big ups to you, Goonie. Enough respect to you. Those of you in the chat, yeah, please go down there and smash the likes for this guy whenever he comes up with his shows. Go there and subscribe to Goonie's channel. Goonie, please tell these guys where you're from, man.
Well, you can find me on Man Knows Football on YouTube, and you can find me there on the socials as well. But I think the most important thing is here, people, is make sure that you support this channel, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Helps massively in that algorithm. And this is a guy here that definitely deserves to, to elevate 100%. And it's like I said to you, I respect the hustle. And numbers don't matter to me. It doesn't matter. You can have 10 million subscribers, you can have 10 subscribers. As long as you're genuine and as long as it's a football conversation and that, I'm completely cool with it. I love to talk football. It's not about numbers, it's not about clout, it's not about status. It's just about football and discussing what I love. And I know if I love football like this, there's many out there that love football like this. So why not engage in conversations? Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, man, and big up all of you in the chat as well, man. Make sure you lot never
Big
forget.
ups,
Big up
big
yourselves as
ups,
well.
big ups, Goonie. And Goonie, do you have anything coming up? Any? Because when
And
I checked the channel, man, the last time you streamed, man,
it's
was
been a minute. It's been
it's
a
been a
minute, man.
minute. It's been
Yeah,
a minute.
because I
Although
tell you why.
I do
I'll
know
explain
that you're a
why.
very
It's
guy
because
anyway.
I'll explain why, people. Is because I love to do this and I wish I could upload every day. It's just that my job is a very, very heavy responsibility. I'm an engineer that takes care of a facility that is 200,000 square feet. Yeah, I'm one of the lead engineers there, so I have to be present.
Right.
Anything goes wrong, I have to go there and address the situation. So this is
Yeah.
why it's been slowing me down a little bit in terms of uploads. Like, for example, I was supposed to record with Lee Gunner before I came on here, but work kept me a little bit longer than I wanted to. So, you know what I mean? But the next bit of content, I'm hoping to do. No, I'm not hoping. I definitely will do a post match after the Arsenal game.
Sure.
I've got Lee Gunner as well. I'm going to be doing a post match on his channel. Then Monday, me and Lee Gunner, we're going to do a recording. And I also need to get you on. So at some point, do you know what? Even at some point after the game tomorrow, if you're available, we'll jump on my channel. We'll record a
I'm
post
very,
match.
very available,
Yeah?
man. I'm very, very available, brother. So
Perfect.
definitely, guys, go down to that channel. Man knows
Oh, wait,
football.
hold on. Luca as well. Luca AFC. I've also got a live
Yeah, look.
stream on Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. UK time. So I'm gonna be there as well.
Luca, you can hear that. Yeah, of course, Goonie, the legend, spending some time, with Arsenal fans. how, how amazing is that, guys? From me and Goonie, peace up. Bye, guys.
Southgate out.